What is up, everybody? Welcome. My name is Mark.
And I am Mo.
And you're watching Money Market Truths. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. That's the only thing that we ask. Why are we asking for this, Mo? Why are we asking for people to subscribe?
Just looking back, it seems like a lot of people are listening to it and they're actually finishing the entire episode, but they're not actually subscribing. You want to subscribe because we've got a lot of great guests coming in the next few episodes, and we will also do giveaways.
Exactly. We're going to start doing giveaways, so make sure you subscribe and share this video with all the people out there. And of course, we're going to be switching up our channel a little bit. We're going to be a little bit more entertaining. We're going to be a little bit more engaging. We're going to talk about some of this, I guess, drama that's happening on YouTube as well. We're going to go over some hot takes, and today we're starting with the one, the only Meet Kevin. If you guys haven't heard, over the weekend, it's been drama filled, man. It's been pretty crazy. So if you're unfamiliar who Meet Kevin is, I discovered Meet Kevin probably about 3 years ago or so. He's the white guy over there, by the way. And he used to do these videos. He was a real estate agent. He used to do a lot of awesome real estate videos. He was very engaging. And then he started doing these exposed videos where he was exposing Grant Cardone. And then when the pandemic happened, he shifted his content, and he was like basically like up-to-date news source. He would verbatim read the stuff off of like Yahoo News or CNBC, whatever it was when it came to the economics. And he also always kept everyone informed on the money that was handed out by the stimulus checks consistently. But I got to give this guy credit. He was dropping like 6 videos every single day, nonstop, 7 days a week. So the dude literally grew his channel to almost 2 million followers. And then he shifted. And then he got into the finance space and started, pumping these shit stocks and these cryptos and stuff, these pump and dumps, and a lot of stuff that end up really going left, I would say, last year at some point. And in January, he made a whole video about how he's going to hold on to his stocks. He's not going to sell. And then 4 days later, he drops another video where he's like, you know what, guys, I sold everything in my portfolio. And that didn't sit well for a lot of his followers, especially people who've been paying for his courses and for his Discord and all this other stuff. And people were just shocked. And from there, it's kind of been downhill. The guy also ran for governor in Cali, did not win, but he was everywhere. I mean, they invite him on CNN and Fox News a lot as a financial analyst. Again, he has zero actual educational background in that, but the guy blew up. So my homeboy, Echoes from Above, he's been not trolling him, but he's been exposing Meet Kevin ever since he decided to drop that video and say he sold everything. And he's been on his ass nonstop. Well, he did this investigative reporting a couple weeks ago where he was able to obtain the police record of Meet Kevin's arrest here in Florida. Because in Florida, our police records are pretty public. You can just go there and just request it and you can get it. There's no like workaround. Everything is public here in Florida when it comes to arrest records. So he was able to obtain his arrest records and his DUI footage, where the dash cam from the cop. And he did not post the dash cam video, the body cam video. He did, however, post the police record and his mugshot. That didn't sit very well with Meet Kevin. He started flagging all these YouTubers who started picking up the story. He would flag them to the point for copyright protection, and people's videos got taken down, and he threatened to sue everybody. And oddly, the weird thing is, Echoes all of a sudden gets a call from Kevin. He's like, hey, man, you know what? Let's go live. Let's go live. I will discuss everything. You can debate me. And that's what he did. He confronted Meet Kevin. And I was watching. Did you watch it, Mo?
Yeah, I couldn't watch past 10 minutes, man. It was pretty bad. The guy was drunk.
Yeah, that's the thing. Meet Kevin, he showed up obviously, well, allegedly drunk. He said he drank, he had a few glasses of wine and stuff, but it was pretty sad because, again, I don't have any sympathy for furus, the people who take advantage of naive people and sell courses and all this crap that they know doesn't really work and they're high priced or whatnot. So and Meet Kevin kind of falls in that category. But watching that video, man, I mean, it's a 3-hour long interview. It was long as shit, but it was kind of sad, man. I would say probably 30 minutes in, man, you were you're seeing a person essentially self-destruct on camera. He was very honest about everything. So I give him credit because, again, Meet Kevin's got 2 million followers. Echoes from Above only had about 3K during that time. I know it says like 16 or 18K that he has now. Those are bots. People have been spamming him because they're upset with the whole Meet Kevin stuff and this other guy he's got beef with. But he actually only had like 3K followers. So the fact that Meet Kevin was willing to come on his show and actually allow Echoes to debate him and challenge him on the stuff like, hey man, why'd you flag and copyright my channel? Why are you taking down all these YouTubers' channel? Why are you threatening to sue everybody? And he was very open about it, but it was very sad to see that this dude, man, honestly, it just seems like he lost a lot of followers. He's gotten a lot of hate and people that he thought were his friends because he had his whole other channel of like other podcasters or people in the financial literacy space who also have millions of followers called Millennial Money. He created that. So it was for them. And they used to always do these weekly shows during the pandemic, and it continued even without him. But he talked about that and he addressed that. And he's like, I thought these guys were my friends, and I guess they were only my friends just to use me as a celebrity to boost their channels and stuff. And it was just, I don't know, man, it was very sad. But yeah, it was sad to watch, man. It was sad to watch. I mean, I know you only got 10 minutes into it, man, but
I get it, man. Like I'm in the financial literacy space. It's most of the stuff is very great. Like I don't want to get into more stuff, but like I saw a video today where a girl posted behind a G-Wagon outside a dealership, and the dealership actually is suing her or something. So she basically pretended that she bought a G-Wagon and she had a bag which was empty, Louis Vuitton bag. And so the dealership's pissed because she's showing that she bought the car, but the car is not sold. So they're pissed because now customers are like, well, is it sold or not? But like, if you even listen to when you were introducing Meet Kevin, you're like, he was good realtor, and then he got into financial literacy, and that's when his downfall started. I'll be honest with you, as a trader, I change my time, sometime in minutes, sometime in seconds, and you see that on Discord. What I don't do is say I will never sell this or I'll never buy this, because things can change so fast. So like when you have a big following, it comes with a responsibility. And most people that I've met that were experts during COVID about stocks and options are now gone because they blew up the report, or they're just straight lying, because nothing is certain in this market, right? So a lot of this shit is engagement. It's not really true knowledge. And me and you go back and forth about this. It's just, what are the top 3 stocks? Buy it right now. No one's buying. Apple, Google, Microsoft. That's your best guru that's telling you. Those are the
yeah.
Would you pay $10,000 or $5,000 for a course? But then that's like, I know you can't time the market, but you can also look at what the Fed is doing and not go against them. And that's not timing the market. That's just common sense, right? Mark, Q came on the show and he said retailers aren't worried about the stock going up or down. They're worried about buying power. That sentence sums up everything that's going on. Like buying power is the issue. It's not that. So you told me to buy shop at 800. Then you're saying Walmart's on discount. Then it drops another 10%. So back to you, but it's I don't know if it's something with the space where people just get attracted to like sponsorships or collaboration because there's big money in it. Not sure what it is, but a lot of people go dark when they get into the space.
Yeah, and he unfortunately didn't, and I think he was just very reckless with his words and the advice that he was getting, because he did have such a huge platform, and a lot of people did tune in because he ended up earning that trust, right? It's like us. If we end up getting to 2 or 3 million followers, and all of a sudden we're pitching Tattoo Chef or some other shit stock, and then it declines 80%, people are going to be pissed off, man, damn well knowing that we probably didn't even invest into it ourselves. So it's become a very rocky road for a lot of these gurus out there, and I think people are getting exposed left and right, and more is going to be coming out. This guy was a giant in this space, man, but I got to give him credit for coming on a small YouTuber's channel and being willing to be confronted and address certain things. I don't think it was smart that he showed up twisted.
Yeah, I don't think it was
drunk.
Yeah,
that wasn't a good look for him, but it is what it is. But yeah, check out my homeboy's channel, man. Echoes from Above. Now the other hot take, and it's every week, man. It's something again with Elon Musk. So here we go. Here's the rumors once again. Elon Musk denies an affair with the Google CEO's wife. Now the odd thing is, why do people even care about this? That was like the first thing. Like, why is this in CNN business? Why was this making the rounds? Is this going to affect the stock? It's not. But not only that, this came from Washington Post, is the one who ended up reporting this, and it sounds like they were extremely inaccurate with their information and very reckless with that. I wonder if he may end up suing Washington Post like Johnny Depp did his ex-wife for defamation, because he's saying that it's not true. What do you think?
I don't think he's gonna sue them. If he sues them, it's basically putting more attention to the topic. I think you said it well. How does it matter? It doesn't. But it's like everything. Gossip has very high engagement, and people just get attracted to it. So I think I just leave it there. I don't think it offers any kind of insight on Tesla as a company or Elon as a CEO. Are people going to lose respect if this is true? Probably. People will have opinions, but at the end of the day, if Tesla's outperforming every other EV, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I think they really, it's just like a character assassination. He even tweeted it right there. I think they're just trying to destroy his character, hoping that people will start selling the shares. Because again, he majority of the shareholders, from what I recall, looking at the insider trading, I think majority of them are actual retail investors, and then institutions. But I think they're just trying to really destroy this guy's character. Again, you already know my sentiment on Elon. I think he's a liar. A lot of times, I think he manipulates the market. But this, I feel like, went way too far. Just coming up with some lies about you're sleeping with your friend's wife, and I don't know, man. Personally, I think some of these news outlets, they need to start being held accountable for the things that they're saying and passing off as facts, because this is getting out of hand with these news outlets. I mean, this is going all the way back. I think it really started, not trying to get political, I think it really got bad during the Trump era. So we'll see what happens. But once again, I mean, it seems like every week Elon's giving us something to talk about. So, hey, he's probably going to be on the hot takes for a while, which is the third hot take for today. Is this literally just came in a few minutes ago, that Twitter is to hold a vote on Musk merger on September 13th. The odd part about this is that it says right here that Twitter wants shareholders to approve the company $44 billion acquisition by Elon Musk. I thought that was already approved, hence why they're going to court to sue him. What I'm not understanding, and even reading this article, it doesn't really explain it. If they're suing him to buy the company that he said he was going to buy but is backing out, but the shareholders haven't voted on this yet, how are they suing him? Do you have any insight on that at all?
Honestly, man, I don't, and I stopped following Twitter. I don't think there's any money to be made there for me, so I'm not really following the story. This is gonna go for a while. This doesn't end here.
Yeah, I'm very shocked that the earnings came out, and then it didn't really do much. Like the stock didn't decline; it actually went up.
They blamed Tesla for everything. I meant Elon for everything.
Yeah, that was really odd, man. So I don't know, man. Do you want to touch on the earnings real quick, man?
Yeah.
So okay, hold on, go 1 second right there. If you guys are unfamiliar with Earnings Whisper, that's literally like the #1 place to go to when it comes to seeing when earnings are happening. It's a good resource. Definitely check it out. It gives you literally day by day what's happening, what's not. So go ahead, jump on it, man. What's your thoughts on the earnings?
Okay, so when we look at earnings, first of all, I'd like to say it's a gamble unless you're doing some kind of spread. If anyone's telling you that like they get 1,000% on earnings, it's a gamble. Don't buy into that BS. That's one. Second is there's two parts to earnings. There's what they actually did versus what they expect. A lot of times, both matter, but lately people really watch guidance. And the one that I want to really touch is Walmart. Now, watch what I say, watch what Mark says on this versus what's happening on social and what they're spreading. When a company that the people are pushing consumer staples to buy, they go down. Instead of saying, shit, I gave you the wrong ticker, wrong timing, like Mark told you that I shouldn't have given you that dividend stock. That's called being accountable. Versus now people are saying Walmart's at a discount, right? Oh, yeah. A lot of companies, not Walmart, a lot of companies will never see the day in their life, and they'll be at $0 at a great discount, and no one's going to touch them. But let's stick to Walmart. What's happened here is Walmart did not give any guidance, rightfully so. They had every single right to do that, and they're being honest about it. They're not one of those companies that are going to fake pump just to get their share up. So there's nothing shocking. There's nothing that you should worry about there. It's a great company, and they did the right thing. You need to pay attention though. So let me put up here. Perfect. So I'm gonna read these two sentences. That's where you need to watch, because this is going to decide what happens to other companies. So the increasing levels of food and fuel inflation are affecting how consumers spend. And while we've made good progress clearing hardline categories, apparel in Walmart US is requiring more markdown dollars. So when you look at this, it tells you exactly where the problem is. A lot of people are now stating that people aren't buying food and groceries, but this is from their earning report. What I would do with this, I would think two steps. Walmart's already happened. Now you can't do anything. But with that, I would look at what are the next companies that are reporting earnings that sell apparel, right? Is it Nike? Is it Crocs or like Adidas? Like what companies are there? This is how you need to break down companies. If you're not clear, make sure you watch the last episode where Q from Wall Street actually spoke on what he looks at. Just simply saying that Walmart is having issues and people aren't buying and it's on discount is misleading you. Does that make sense, Mark? Am I making sense so far?
No, 100%, man. Because that's always the go-to, right? Snap, for example, Snap's down what was like 30-some% in one day. It's on discount. It's on discount.
Yeah.
Like, no, it creates this level of FOMO for people who are interested. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, dude, I've been doing this for going on 3 years now. The way Snap dropped, even at $10, I'm seeing all these people on Twitter saying it's on discount and all these furus, and I'm like, man, is it really? Am I missing out on something? Is this the opportunity to buy it at $10? But you never know. You never know. The guy, it was so bad. Like you said, Walmart, it wasn't good news. It's not considered a discount, bro. It's not.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy Walmart, but I'm saying the reason why it dropped isn't groceries. You can look more into this stuff, but you need to be very careful on the agenda people push. And a lot of this shit is for plain engagement, which kind of pisses me off because these people are trusting you. And then once you build the trust, now you're doing this or pushing shitty products. And that's kind of what we don't want to do. One of the commitments that me and Mark have made is we're going to push real content and push you stuff that's worth dollars for free. And that's it. There's no more like buy this, buy that. This stuff is free. You can subscribe or not. That's up to you. Our goal is to provide you the value. But moving on, that's what Walmart is. And then so should we move on to the next topic, Mark? If you have
yeah, but no, I still want to just touch on the earnings real quick, man. Did you see the Microsoft and the Google earning? I was really looking forward to those.
Okay.
I know some people are saying they're thinking that since technically, I mean, I didn't think it was good news. I don't know about you. What's your thoughts? They missed a lot on certain areas, but the stock didn't really decline like I was expecting. I think Google actually ended up running up a little bit.
They're doing a buyback for 70 billion. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So, and
I think
go ahead.
I heard part of the earning call for Google. They are doing some phenomenal shit. Like I know people used to love Apple, but I think Google is getting up there. I know it's top 4 for sure, but like everything Google management's doing long run, it's amazing for the company. And buying back tells you that. Tesla bought back too. That tells you what the company really is and what they believe in. They're buying back their own stocks. And whereas other companies, a lot of them are just selling before earnings. So that's a big message.
Yeah, because it got down as low as 105. I don't know where it's going to end up tomorrow when the market opens up. Microsoft did start going down last time I checked.
They did pretty bad.
Yeah, it's the biggest red flag that I saw with Microsoft was the fact that their Xbox subscriptions and stuff declined, which is kind of shocking because I mean, gamers, right? That was like they were always beating expectations in that specific area. So I was
Why do you think it went down?
shocked. I just think maybe these people are tired, man, of Sitting at
What's
home all
okay?
day and playing video games, or
Let me
maybe
ask you something.
PlayStation.
When they gave us stimulus, what do you think the people did?
Oh, dude, they spent it on buying video games and all that stuff, subscription services, Game Pass,
Now,
all
yeah.
that stuff. Now they're moving away. And the reason why I'm also mentioning that is think about this when it comes to Roblox, right? Robux. That's how they make their money a lot of times with Roblox. They make money off of you buying their fake cash within their little metaverse area. So I'm invested in Roblox. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. I am. So I'm a little fearful now seeing that Xbox subscriptions have declined, which gives me probably a good warm feeling that Roblox will probably not do well either on earnings this time around.
So,
So
Mark, what you just did is exactly what you do when you look at earnings, and you can now play the run up for Roblox because
correct.
I didn't think of this. You just added 2 plus 2, literally market leave crumbs. You just have to have a logical filter and see for what you can pick up. And you picked up an amazing point. And I know you weren't really planning on delivering this
No.
piece. I'm actually going to look at Roblox because that's an interesting point because that is
Yeah.
true.
Well, I mean, I hope I'm wrong, so the stock can continue to go up, and I could, and my shares won't decline significantly. I mean, I'm already down like 38% or something like that. So we'll see. The Microsoft though, I was expecting for that to decline. I just was shocked to hear about the whole Microsoft. Google, I'm surprised. I was expecting Google to drop down to $100. That's why I was going to start buying at. It did not. So we'll see. But we still have some earnings coming up this week as well. Apple, I think, is still coming up. But again, if you
Oh,
guys
there's
go on earnings,
Amazon tomorrow.
Oh, and Amazon. Yeah, Amazon's coming up tomorrow. That'll be very interesting to watch. This is going to be a hell of a week, y'all. We got the Fed speaking. It's OPEX week as well, right, Mo? It's OPEX this
This
week.
no, this isn't OPEX. This
It was
is
last week, right?
FOMC. Last, yeah.
Okay, that was last. Okay, so there's a lot. Yeah, if you guys have noticed, I haven't been trading for the past 3 to 4 weeks. I literally took a break. So, but that's all I got when it comes to the earnings. It's really interesting. Maybe one of the episodes we'll go over one of their earnings calls, so you guys have an idea how to read it on the spot when it's released. Because I think a lot of people just kind of tune in and want to see what other people's opinions are, and sometimes you miss things. So we'll definitely see. On to the next subject, man. What do you got? What you got going on there, Mo?
Okay, so let me before I add this, let me say this. We're firsthand experiencing how the government is changing the narrative. And a good example of that is they just changed the definition of what recession is. I was mind blown when I saw that. Now they're saying that GDP doesn't really matter because of all the stuff that's happening with the war and stuff. I think 10 years down the road, when we look back, there will be no sign that there was a recession. We are going to study about how Russia war impacted the prices of oil. We are going to find out that monkeypox and COVID brought up prices, but there will be no mention of how things went sideways because we printed too much money and we kind of led ourselves from inflation to recession. So with that, let me get you to my next topic. All right. So US may need $7 billion for monkeypox. All right. $7 billion. Let that sink in. We've already sent billions of dollars in Ukraine for war funding. Is that
58 billion? $58 billion
billion?
we already spent in Ukraine. That was the last time I checked, which was literally a month ago or so. So I can only imagine how much more money we spent. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get into politics, but I will tell you, when you look at this stuff, you ask yourself, how can I use this information to make money in terms of on a trade? Now, last 2 episodes, we've talked about a ticker called SIGA. We bought it at $12. It's roughly at $18 now. So some people might be like, well, it's too late. It's not really late because of 2 things. Mainstream is still catching up on this news, right? We were a little bit early because, we figured that this might get worse. I think India registered 10 cases, which is not bad right now, but how things spread last time with COVID, this can get way worse. So back to the trade idea.
So just to be clear, I remember when you bought I mean, you have mentioned this several times in the podcast when I asked you, like, hey, man, what do you have for shares? And you mentioned this. And you've been holding on to this for like dear life, man. I remember the first time you told me, hey, man, monkeypox is a real thing. And I was like, Mo, you're tripping, bro. You're tripping. This is not going to be a thing. And look what happened. Dude, you got the skills. Mo's the GOAT now.
No,
That's what
man.
we can start saying. Mo's the GOAT. Just kidding.
No, it's honestly, it's a risk assessment. If we were to go down, I'd cut it at 5. So I'd taken a 50% loss. And that's another thing that I want to bring up. If someone's telling you to buy stocks without giving you a stop loss target, to me, that's telling you that they don't think it's going to go down. To me, that tells me that they don't know what they're saying. Unless generational wealth holder for 40, 20, 30 years, that's a different realm. I don't cover that. That's not who I am. But in terms of trading, always have a stop loss. I was shocked to see Q talk about stop losses, because I was like, okay, this guy's an investor. But even he said, do you remember? He said,
Yeah.
I have an exit. And I'm like, awesome. So he's done all this work on fundamentals and technical. And then when he's wrong, he has a level, he gets out. So if he's doing it, I don't understand why others aren't doing it. So
yeah, it's a little bit hard because, again, when you're told long-term investing, that includes you having diamond hands.
you can
That's
re-enter,
real.
in my opinion, right? Like if you
Yeah,
get
no,
stopped
you
out
should.
and like you're like, oh, I was wrong. That happens all the time, right? You buy, you average up, which is fine. Anyway, so this is the ticker symbol SIGA, and if you guys look at it, all calls with 2 puts. Let's look at overflow, bullish overflow, 2.18 million in net premiums. What is net premium? Calls minus puts. 96.8 is in terms of calls, puts, 71.26 for buys and sells. Let's see what they're hitting mostly. So they're hitting August 19th, which is the August OPEX, and they're hitting strike price 10, 25, 15, 12.5, 17.5, 20. So it's all over the place. But yeah, so this is something that you want to keep an eye on. Just see who the leaders are. Right now, I do believe SIGA is the leader, and it could see 25. And if this thing gets blown up, this can get way over. But this is the stuff you want to watch. It's really easy to get caught up in the news and then just get emotional about it. Regardless of if you make money or not, the stocks are going to move. I'm just showing you how you can use this news to convert into dollars and kind of make a change in your life.
So, quick question for you, Mo. What even made you eye this months ago? I know you heard about monkeypox, but how did you even find this ticker symbol, this company?
So basically what you see is, and that's a very good question. What you see is what are the trends on Twitter. So you could just search and go on news and go see what's trending. And I saw monkeypox was trending, and I saw big lots were being bought. You can look at that information on level 2 information. So a lot of people were buying stocks and calls, and there wasn't much insider selling, which you can, but there's websites where you can see insider selling and all that. There was not much going on, and it was actually catching momentum, and it was holding price. So if you go back on the chart, it's been holding 10 to 12 for the last month and a half, which tells you that's an accumulation phase. People are buying. Even when people are selling, buyers are stepping and buying that. And so it's a mix of a couple of things. Fundamentals, right? What does it actually do? They have an actual vaccine. Yes, they do. Technicals, it's been holding a certain price range. And then the next is flow. If those 3 things ever match for me, that's a high conviction. Now, next, get to risk reward. How much am I willing to lose? So let's say I didn't do calls or anything like that. I just bought stocks. So let's say you put in 10 grand. How much are you willing to lose? I'm okay losing 5K on that, because if this does work, you understand what happened to Moderna, what happened to PFE. And it's so fresh that I took the chance. Like when COVID was happening, I never took it seriously, man. I heard Trump. I remember it was January or Feb, and he's like, "Yeah, we took care of it. It's not coming. All good." Checked India, China, all good. But now, trading taught me how to think for myself and not actually take people and news on face value.
Yeah, for sure. And seeing that the whole $7 billion that's now being spent towards this, I mean, I have my little conspiracy theory on this now too. You know, I don't think this 5 people died in the world. This isn't a pandemic yet, but they're trying to make it seem like it is. So we'll see what happens from there, man. I could see this being like a catalyst to try to get folks to believe in the current administration because they've lost so much faith in this administration. I mean, literally his approval rating is like the worst in 40 years or something like that, something crazy. So this could possibly be a way for the media to try to pump up this as being the next big scare tactic, and the only person who can save you is, you know, this administration that dropped $7 billion or planning on dropping $7 billion. I'm just tired of this country just spending ridiculous amount of money like this. But when it comes to certain things like education, healthcare, and all this other stuff, it's like, oh, that's later on. It's whatever. That doesn't matter. So that's just me on my political rant there. It's just annoying to see this. So good play though on you, man. Good play. So another thing that we're gonna start doing here on this channel, everybody. I mean, I'm sorry, Mo. Do you have anything else that you want to cover there real quick?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So another thing we're gonna do here in this segment. You guys know that in the previous episodes, you would send in some tickers that you want us to cover. We'll still do that for sure. I didn't ask for any this week, but I think every episode we should talk about what's in our lunchbox, which is basically what I'm planning on buying, what I'm keeping my eye on, and then Mo will cover what play that he's interested in. Doesn't mean we're going to do it. We're not going to execute. Again, we're not financial advisor. This is just stuff that we've been eyeing and that we would possibly execute on. So I'm gonna go first. Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go. So I haven't really been buying any crazy shares since this whole bearish market. I stopped buying heavy. I think it was March, April timeframe maybe. But every once in a while, I start getting into positions if I see a massive discount for me to start scaling in. When I say start scaling in, only buy maybe 5 shares, 10 shares, 3 shares here and there as it's going down until I feel the warm and fuzzy feeling to start buying heavy. So what's currently in my lunchbox that I am eyeing is Berkshire and Hathaway. And to be honest, man, I've been doing some research on this company for a while. I don't know why I never really paid attention to Berkshire, man. Everyone always talks about the big three, right? Google, Microsoft, Apple. Everyone talks about that, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, everyone always talks about Warren Buffett. What's Warren Buffett buying? Is he buying, you know, Bank of America? Someone buy Bank of America. But if you just look at Berkshire, dude, they own everything. Why not just buy Berkshire? Why not just buy that one? That's just my personal opinion. Anyways, I started buying shares in Berkshire at 275, but I was doing a demand level here. I don't know if it's really going to hit. I mean, this is probably wishful thinking. Right now is at a key level. This is literally where I started buying. I bought at 275. I have a key level here at 270.02, so 270. And then I have a demand zone at between $225.93 to $232.64. This is on a monthly chart. The 200-day EMA on a monthly chart is really far away, so I really doubt it's going to dip all the way down here. It could possibly drop down to, you know, 232, but I'm okay scaling in at this level. If I see this level break, then yeah, I'm waiting for this demand zone on a monthly chart. The second one that's in my lunchbox that I'm eyeing right now is Meta. All right, so this one's very interesting because it did break one of the key levels that I had plotted a while ago, and now it's sitting at another crucial key level, which is currently at 159. Right, I was kind of waiting for earnings to see how Google and everything plays out because again, Facebook makes a lot of their money in ads, right? So seeing how Snap did so bad, it also, you know, tanked Google a little bit, but then Google performed, I guess, kind of well. They have good guidance, right? They performed poorly, but they had good guidance. So we'll see how Facebook is going to react. But just looking at the chart, I have a demand zone at 124 to 141 is a demand zone. But looking at where it's at right now is at a key level, like I said, at 159. And it's also nearly oversold on the RSI. And again, this is on a weekly chart, not the monthly. I don't know why I put monthly over here. It's supposed to be, yeah, it's the weekly chart, not the monthly chart. So I misspoke there when I wrote this down. But I'm keeping an eye on this level. I may start buying here. Now, again, full transparency, I already have shares in Facebook. I bought them when they were at 300. So obviously, this big, massive red candle, yeah, I got sucked up into that. So I'm definitely down. So I'm just looking to where I can start adding and averaging down at. So we'll see. Again, the market's very iffy. We're still in a bearish territory. Recession is still possibly coming. So we'll see. I don't know. That's all I got. That's the only thing that's in my lunchbox. What about you, Mo? All yours, brother. All you.
All right, Mark. So let's pull up the chart. Sorry. Okay, so let me start with this. So we have FOMC minutes due tomorrow. A lot of traps are always set. So today at close, I said the pain trade is upside. Everyone was heavy in puts because we were slowly dropping. And so people are like, okay, FOMC is tomorrow. We're going to start tanking. And boom, Microsoft and Google actually go up on bad earning. Google's buying 70 billion. Buyback team probably starts buying back tomorrow. With Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and a couple of other, that's 55% of SPX reporting in the last 2 days. So anything can happen, right? A lot of times what happens is the bad news is so much priced in that if the news that comes in is okay, that's expected, the stocks rip upwards, right? TikTok's eaten lunch in terms of ad revenue, which is why Snap's having issues. Google's going to have issue, but again, Google is a beast with great management, so they're doing phenomenal. But what I want to talk about is one thing that you know for certain is volatility goes up during an event. Volatility usually goes down after an event is over. So let me give you an example. Apple, Mark, we can't hear you.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Keep going. I'm gonna say nothing.
Okay, so let's say Apple reports earnings, right? And then the next day you're like, oh my God, Apple moved up, but I'm actually still down because they removed IV off the premium because the news is priced in. You have to hit a certain number in terms of Apple needs to move a certain amount of points for you to be in profit. Same thing happens with VIX. VIX will get inflated before the event, so you can expect VIX to go up, right? Before the event because people are buying hedges, right? But once the event is over, as long as things are as expected, you are going to see this thing drop drastically. So one of the things you could look for is I'm not sure where this thing closed, but I'm going to quickly show you guys the supply here. We've entered the supply here. We're going to cover this red so people that follow it don't get confused. Right. So if you look at the moment we entered the supply, sellers came in and they started selling. So as long as we don't break the supply, this would be a good area to buy puts on this. And you could look at around $23 and it should be under 50 cents. So it's a very cheap play, but I would do this after the event is over. And Mark, I want to make a quick comment about stocks. And I think this is going to be very valuable to people that are thinking to get in new. One of the things Q said, and I keep referring back to Q because he's a very reliable source. He's worked for Wall Street and he understands the market like most people don't. One of the things he mentioned to you was a lot of stocks that don't move much is because institutions own them. Berkshire is one of them. Apple is one of them. Apple's not going to be down 30% like other stocks. But because institutions own them, when they do go down, they go down massively because they start selling them in blocks. This happens when capitulation happens, when pension funds basically start selling off. We're in July. I could tell you that you can hold me accountable for this, and we'll come back to this conversation but on September end. I'll say this on record, the real selling hasn't even started yet. And this is recorded, so we'll play it back. September end is when this thing actually takes place based on historical. Go study the past 4 recessions. Go look at everything that's happening. August is a clear month where most traders get taken out because they're looking for direction, and what they'll get is ranges. So what most people do is what they're used to. Okay, this hit this support. Let me buy a long put, and they'll be up and then they'll go down. They'll be up and they'll be down. That's what's going to happen. Will there be money made in August? Yes, only by disciplined trader, level to level. And this isn't stuff like I'm predicting. This is all like pattern recognition. History doesn't repeat itself. It always rhymes though. And what you did with, what was the stock you did? Xbox and Roblox was brilliant. That's how you have to think. But that's it from me.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you on that too. I don't think the selling has stopped yet. That's why I'm scaling in small, and that's what I was saying. Like, if you haven't created a position, and if you feel like you may miss out, or if you don't think it's going to sell off more, it's not a bad place to start buying. Again, only invest what you and trade what you can afford and don't need. Okay, that's the big takeaway. Don't just get into stuff because you heard us say it, or other furs or whatever that are telling you, hey, this is the bottom, it's time to buy. Don't do that. Don't fall for that trap, man. Don't fall for that trap. It makes good content, but don't fall for that trap. So but yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got today. What about you, Mo? You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, everybody, listen. Please comment below. Let us know if you like this new format with us doing some of these hot takes, and then leading into the story, and then going over some of the stuff that we went over today. Again, we're gonna do this whole lunchbox at the close of every one of our episodes. But we're also still gonna ask you, hey, if there's any tickers that you want to get like the good entry points for, that I believe the stock could go to, let us know, and I'll bring it up here on the show. And again, remember, subscribe, y'all. We're not asking for anything else. Just subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. Like this. Share this with friends, family, whatever you got to do. We're probably going to have a special guest next episode, right? So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned and keep stopping by. Until next time, everybody, peace out and have a wonderful week. Be safe out there, because it may be bloody murder after the FOMC.